Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel, The Finder Search for Contact. Please be easy on me. I haven't got a proper intro sorted yet, so we're just doing a little talk here, little intro talk, and then soon I'll have a proper intro sorted out and that kind of thing. I started this YouTube channel to basically give people an idea of what we go through, or what I go through, searching through the forests, where I go, ups and downs and ridges and climbing through stuff, just so the people at home can see where I go. There's also a lot of people who don't get the chance to get out there and explore like I do. So this channel is also for you guys as well. Now, I got my daughter Willow is recording this, so excuse the shaky hands. But basically, yeah, so get out there, come with me, follow me through the forests. And what I'm going to try to do as well is I like to do every episode, but maybe every second episode, potentially third, we'll see how we go, is I'm going to try and get a witness, baby, turn the camera a bit, stop. Try and get a witness on the end of every video release. So a witness where we can hopefully go to where they had their sighting or their encounter, and we can actually stand at the location where they had their encounter. And I'm going to interview these people and talk to them about what happened, about what they saw, what they experienced, and that kind of thing. And in turn, you're actually looking at the exact location of where the witness had their encounter or sighting. So stay tuned, let's get into it. Hello, I'm up at Bellbird Grove. I got a phone call from a good friend Jeromy from Agalood Yowie Research, to say that he's had some people contact him about a yowie encounter that they had just recently. Now this place, Bellbird Grove, is the Brisbane hinterland, sides up beside Mount Nebo. People may remember this area from a couple of years ago, with a witness who was running the tracks when the area was closed for construction and rehabilitation work. And he would still come in, even though the park was closed, he'd still come in the back way and run the tracks, because he'd been doing this for many years, so it's just natural repetition for him. So he was coming in, running the tracks, and this one particular day, he's running along the creek side and heard some strange noises down in the creek. So he pulled up, decided to go down into the creek and see what he could see what was making that noise. Therefore, in doing so, he came across a juvenile dooligal playing in the creek, just like a kid would. You know, splashing water, clacking rocks, jumping around. Now keep in mind, even though we say juvenile, so like a child, this little fella was still about 6 foot. So not exactly the little fella that Homo sapiens are used to. But anyway, this witness is down in the creek, gobsmacked, jaw dropped by what he's witnessing. And moments later, a parent to this young fella steps out from behind a tree and lets loose a big scream, big roar, and the witness took off running. Now the witness is of a science background. This subject was something that never crossed his mind until this moment. So we're back here today. We've met up with some people, so we can go suss out, sorry about the bumps, have a look at where they had their encounter, which was a visual encounter as well. So yeah, let's find out. purely because they don't wear shoes. Our feet end up deformed over the years from the shoes.
Yeah.
You see like a lot of native people who don't wear shoes, their toes splay out.
Yeah, right.
So the same sort of thing.
Makes sense.
Becomes a bit of stability and everything as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Traction.
Yeah, that's the one.
Climbing.
As usual, it doesn't come out on camera. So what we're looking at is here, it looks like about a 15-inch track. Got the heel impression here, and mid-tarsal break, the big toe, outer toes, gap between the big toe and the outer toes, as we were just talking about with the splayed toes with beings that don't wear shoes, so their feet aren't changed over the years from wearing shoes like Homo sapiens. Now I'd say from this direction, it's left-hand footprint, so it's probably stepped straight onto the rocks right there and moved up the creek.
So were you planning that day to keep going up the creek, exploring and...
Yeah, because we've been watching your videos and thought, oh, this must be the creek that Jeromy goes up. So I wanted to see the rock pools too.
Yeah.
And I've been up here once by myself, and Ella's shown an interest lately, so we both came up.
Yep.
We've gone a little further up, and we're making our way back out. And this feels pretty good.
So this is August, you said? August of this year?
Yeah, 18th of August.
What's about midday? Okay.
Around 12:30.
12:30. Was it a hot day that day?
It wasn't hot.
It wasn't too bad.
Just a nice chill day.
Yeah.
Nice mild day.
Right.
I remember the creek was very high. Like,
Yeah, there's more water
consistently
than
from
this.
start to end, there was very deep water. So I remember like I slipped in it a couple of times. It was quite deep. It was probably about up to my shin.
Right. So you were in the creek down here, were you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're heading back out.
And then looking up into the tree line.
We were
Up
just
here.
walking out, not really looking at much at all, until we heard the cry, and we both just stopped, looked at each other. Ella said, "Did you hear that?" And I went, "Yes." So I automatically looked up to where the noise came from, and I just had this perfect little hole through the shrubs, and I could see it more lit up. You can sort of see it now, but I can't see the exact spot where the black shape originated from. My
Pretty
mind's
close
telling me
to
it was a tree
Right.
or something very dense.
And the scream obviously came from that direction.
It came from straight up there where I saw it, because it was virtually the first place I looked, looking for anything black.
Would you say that
amongst the
scream to
green.
get your attention?
It kind of felt like it was calling out to something else. Like
Yeah.
it tried to blend in with nature to let someone else know that there were people here.
So it just sounds like an imitation, like a bird call or something.
Yeah. Some type of imitation of some type of animal, at least.
Yeah. Sounded like a lamb in distress trying to make a bird call. Does that make sense?
Right,
Can
right.
you try it again? I can't do it.
It was like like it sounded like that, like a cry, like as if it was like crying.
So do
But it
you
was like deeper.
think this being was young, going by that kind
I
of
don't
cry?
think the one on the left was younger.
No, the one on this side sounded like the
So the-
sound
so
was
the-
coming from
Okay.
the stomach.
So the
almost.
vocalisation was from a different being.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So potentially it was a younger one in the area nearby calling out to potentially this one.
We think this one's called out first, which is the deeper growl, or the deeper cry.
And then we kept moving. We moved a little bit further down, and that's when the the higher pitched one came from the right.
On this side.
Yeah.
My impression was this thing up here was telling this thing over here that we're in the creek, or telling it to lay low, or I don't
How long
know.
after that first scream was the second one?
A couple minutes,
Yeah.
like 2-3 minutes.
So
max.
almost like quick have a look and then tell me if you see it and scream
Yeah.
back sort of thing.
Yeah.
And like because I had fallen in to the creek, I was already wet, so I was just like, I'm just gonna stay in the creek.
So you're making a fair bit of noise.
Yeah.
Making a fair bit of noise, like
Right.
treading through the water, but it sounded close. Like they had maybe were moving towards the water to come down, and then they're like, don't move, like there are people there, because it sounded close. But then again, like it's very echoey.
So it was first cry, stick snap, bush movement, nothing for a little bit,
Yeah.
then down that way, same side of the bank, same cry as we first heard. Like, all right, we start moving out. I reckon within 2 minutes, right side of the bank, and it's just this high pitch, squeaky squeal.
Yeah.
To the point where you go, what?
That was the one where it sounded like it was all around me. Like I couldn't figure out where the hell it was coming from.
Did you expect to see it when you turned around when that one went off?
Expected to see something like
yeah.
either two big branches rubbing together and go, but we look around, it's like this and everything's still.
So it is potentially 3 beings around you at that point in time.
I'm thinking it was the one up there, noticed us, called out to warn this one. He's then gone further down there, called out again. Then this one's called out like, okay, I hear you. And we've just sort of motored then. And then we're good 3 minutes back down the creek. And this high-pitched noise has come again, but closer and
All around, which was talking about the infrasound effect that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, right.
Potentially.
But it was head-turning sort of noise. It was
Something that really catches your attention.
Yeah.
Like a safety
and
thing.
Different frequencies, the two noises. That one deeper and lower and louder. This one high pitched and almost like a whistle to get your attention. I don't know. It's like, what the fuck? I can't do the noises very well.
It sounds pretty good.
So is it possible to get you up there at a tree there?
Yeah.
To explain exactly what you saw?
Yep. The noise got from up here to 45-degree angle pretty quick.
So when you saw this thing,
Yeah.
how long until, so you looked away, as you were saying before, and then you looked back?
Looked away at Ella.
How long roughly were you looking at it, do you think?
I was looking for about 8 or 9 seconds.
Yeah, which is pretty long really.
Yeah.
Sort of...
And just, why is the side of it moving like that, shimmering?
When nothing else was.
Nothing else was, but then I thought, okay, I've got some filtered light coming through. Then I thought it must be the filtered light catching on the side of it, which gives it not a definite line.
Which tree? Like how far in do you reckon?
I can't.
I can stand there.
Yeah, if you can.
Go in.
All right. Very much.
This is out of line your camera too for work.
Oh yeah?
I do electrical reflections with it.
Yep, that's the one I was talking about. And you guys, when you cross, you can see the things jump from one side to the other. It's quite impressed on that grass there.
I'd say probably another 10 metres backwards.
Big trees there.
Where the trail is.
See that big tree there, Mark? There's a big tree that matches the other one.
With a bit of light on it, the shoulder area definitely looked rounded. And the half head, which I think I saw, it definitely looked rounded with a bit of light on it. And that's when I've gone, sorry.
You've seen the videos.
Yeah, and then the movement was just bizarre. It was like it was almost sliding, not swaying from the feet, but its whole body moving away from the tree and then back in.
Like it's tips were on a slide sort of thing.
Yeah. And while it was doing that, the side of it that faced the sun had that sort of real motley, kind of wavy effect to it.
I can just see in that.
I really like that first tree you're at.
What colour would you say you saw?
Black.
Black, not like a dark brown or anything. The edges were blurry. Yep. The one I saw, a canyon tree, I'll show you where that was. To me, it was literally like a super dark brown, almost black colour.
So we're just going to head to the tree that the witness sees that the being was standing behind. I'm wearing the darkest clothes here, so I'm going to be the model for this one. See if we can get a decent angle of where we're standing. So according to the witness, about in the right spot. Going by my height and what the witness is saying, so I'm about 6 foot. So it means we're talking about the being shoulders are about the same height as my head from where I'm standing here. So we're talking about like a 7 to a 7.5 foot tall being. So we confirmed that this is the location the witness sighted this being poking his body out and having a look around at them in the creek. So you were saying like you looked away for about three seconds, and when you turned back, the being was gone.
Yeah, maybe 1 or 2 seconds. It was pretty quick.
Right.
Just a glance to Ella to see if she was looking in the same area.
Yep.
Back and then nothing, and then went, oh, you dickhead.
Not the only one, mate. So, movement through the forest as such.
And that was it, nothing after that sort of thing, until he screamed
So,
again up further.
Scream, got our attention, stick break, that noise, I'm onto something black, looking at it, turn to Ella, look back, it's gone. Then it screams from a good 40 metres further back out the creek, similar sort of distance away from the creek. It was like, it was there, now it's there. Going, okay, we're going anyway, let's go. Then that on the right side, and so we kept going out, and then we got the much louder one, which sounded like it was everywhere on the right side.
How, in what time frame roughly do you think that it was from here to 40 metres that way? Well, it's hard to say. Too quick for someone to do?
10 seconds, too quick for someone to walk through without making noise. Definitely.
And they went. Now, there's also the potential that they went quadrupedal as well, which is obviously dropped their height by half. If we went quadrupedal, you'd go underneath and through there. We'd come in the back here where we are. That's it. Come through. Step down. Come up to a photo reference of Jeromy. Again, Agalood Yowie Research on YouTube. This is an X marker he found a while ago. He now uses this as a reference point and bases a lot of research around this area. So I guess you could say it's kind of like a beacon point for him. Right there. Now he's already investigated this one. It is definitely an X marker. Each piece has been brought in from other locations. Neither piece originated from where it stands. From my memory, it's been here a little while too, so it's starting to rot, but it's still a very well established X marker. From this location, Jeremy's had a lot of experiences. Even when he just comes up here and sits by this X marker, sits and listens basically. He's had rock clacks, he's had vocalisations, he's had stomping in the area, he's had trees shaking. So again, this is Bellbird Grove, a very active area. Still to this day, even years ago we were here capturing these beings even on thermal camera. Other experiences we've had here, multiple foot impressions found over the years. Even just today we've come across, I think, 5 foot impressions in the creek. Unfortunately, none are castable because it is soft creek sand and pebble, but there's still a definite foot impression there with a wide 4 to 4.5 inch wide heel, splayed toes, roughly 15, 16 inch prints. Clearly barefoot. Obviously, we're doing this a while, so we know what a boot print looks like in multiple scenarios. These are not boot prints, these are definitely bare feet. So onward and upward, we'll keep searching this area, see what we can find, and do a briefing video at the end.
If we go that way, maybe we'll just go straight back down and follow the creek.
Well,
Cross over.
I'm first one used to going through this shit, so. What happened? Try to put a big dob of spin on, yeah.
Can you do it? Just get something down here.
I still get people there with green ant bites. Put a big dob of spin on it, like, it doesn't fucking work. I said, it does.
It does. It really does.
Literally does.
To get to your sighting and encounter location. As we know, it's not beside any main roads, we're in a national park here. Happened back in August, as you said, around midday, nice temperate day, wasn't too hot, wasn't too cold.
Yeah, sure.
So while we're out here, just to explore?
Just to explore this particular area after watching Jeremy's stuff, which came on the back of Michael's encounter down there in the main creek. Just drew a lot of interest to these creeks. And in particular, after seeing some of Jeremy's stuff, didn't realise this creek was here, because we used to come in off that pump, that second sort of crossing on the main creek there, and just follow that.
So something you've obviously had you've created a vested interest in this topic.
Yeah, it goes back probably 5 years ago, and I was behind a car driving through the gap, and it had yowie hunters on the back of it. So I got home and did some Googling. I thought, I remember hearing about yowies when I was a kid. And then I remember thinking, oh, don't tell me they're hunting them, you know. So I looked it all up and thought, oh no, this is what it's all about. And that just, I was hooked after that, and probably listened to most of the stuff online that's there, good and bad. But yeah, that created the interest, and here we are, in a place nice and close to home.
Nice.
That's had results before, so why not?
Yeah, I mean, look, as you know, we have had the encounter that Michael's had in the creek up there.
Yeah.
As well as thermals captured by AYR, and the multitude of footprints that AYR and Jeromy through Agalood have found as well. And even today, like we've all come across quite a few footprints up the creek. So the day you here, was it you and your daughter, or?
Yeah, it was my daughter and I. I'd been up the creek partially up the creek by myself, and started showing some videos to Ella, and she showed an interest to come along and have a look. And,
how do you feel about the situation now?
she's a bit of a newbie into it, but open-minded still.
Yeah, well, I just kind of like, I just started off in back of him watching videos, and then I just have been watching videos of my own, Jeremy's and AYR.
And Sarah's stories.
And Sarah's stories as well, her podcast.
A lot of video and podcasts and pretty much anything you can find as such.
Yeah, I've only been out here twice so far. This is my third time, but yeah, I think it's so interesting.
You did quite well keeping up today, so thumbs up.
Better than a dad.
So the big question, after your incredible encounter, where do you stand on the subject?
Oh, I'm 100% believer.
Yeah.
I was before that.
Yeah.
It just makes too much sense when you put all the pictures together. But then confirming it, to me, that's all I wanted. I'm never about pulling the phone out and taking some pictures.
Yeah.
It's just a personal thing for me.
So is this something that now you've had your own encounter, are you going to then progress to try and have more encounters, or you?
Yeah, I'd like that, and I'd like to encounter other things as well.
Right, so
It sort of opened my eyes up a bit to anything's possible, and yeah, don't discount anything, really.